Now that we've got the Exodites fully in front of us, we can start having a look at the sprue and get them built up. As with all my tutorials, feel free to follow along. I will be using tools such as airbrushes in this, but if you wanted to use a sponge or anything else, you are more than welcome to. And they will get pretty much the same effects that I will get. It's just that's my preferred method. I'm by no means an expert, so it is kind of just a play-by-play and what I've done. So yeah, lots of experimenting and lots of cool parts to play with, like that lamp. But yeah, well, I'm going to get into this book now, show you a couple of the options and get them built as quickly as possible. Starting off with cutting out the main body for the dragons, and then we can get to the options. A little tip here would be to cut out all of the neck options, just so you can kind of pose them as you would like, because they're all interchangeable. Because they're a single part, it makes it easier to kind of look at what pose that you'd like and kind of go from there, rather than committing to a single neck and then kind of going from there. This would be great, especially if you want like multiple units or you've got the characters in there as well. You can really kind of pose these kits up, especially seeing as there is only the 3 technical kits available to yourself at the moment. But yeah, this is the fully built sniper character. I really like the pose of this one. I kind of like the idea of the dragon not really paying attention, maybe just sniffing off in the distance. That kind of thing was what I was aiming for. With the psycho guy, I wanted it more in an aggressive pose. I did swap one of the arms out there, as you can see, for one of the bike guys from the combat patrol, just because I thought that was quite a imposing or more authoritative pose than what he already had. But yeah, he's the final dragon for reference, I suppose. Moving on to the painting section, and I've undercoated these with Desert Earth and done a Zenithal highlight of Ashen Grey over the top, just to kind of give us those undertones and kind of see where my shadows would want to be. I don't always use them, but it helps me differentiate between different materials and where I might want my lights and my shadows to be. A lot of the time I like to mix up the colours, so I kind of get a bit of a different undertone in there. And as you can see, all of the Eldar have been given the same treatment. That's just so I can kind of see where the cloth is compared to the armour, just so when I'm painting it's a lot easier to kind of manage that. Anyway, on to the first steps of actual painting now. To start off with, I'm going to be using Desert Yellow through the airbrush. You can use a sponge or thin down the paints almost to a speed paint consistency to get similar effects. This is just kind of to darken down all the shadows and just lift up the vibrancy of the underside of the dragon. What I would also look to do is try and catch the feet as much as you can. If you do get any overspill, it doesn't matter at this stage. All you're going to be doing is blending it in later date anyway, so it's kind of going to make something a little bit more natural. I also did the same just for the riders, just to kind of give those shadows just a little bit more vibrancy just when I go to do the next stage of painting. So the next step, I use camo green again through the airbrush, but you can use any of the aforementioned kind of techniques. This is just to get some colour down, just so I can see the different areas that I kind of want to paint and see where I want to blend and kind of what I want to do really. This is all an experiment at the end of the day. But yeah, so the top areas I really kind of try to get darker, and I try to then get a little bit of a light blend between the browns and the greens. I don't know if that's being caught up on this, but yeah, that's basically what I've attempted to do with this green, is just kind of get it all over, just kind of see what I wanted. I tried to avoid the head as much as possible for now, because I wasn't necessarily sure what colour I kind of wanted it to be to start off with. I have blended in the tail as well, just because of the thinness of it. There was a lot of overspray, and I kind of like that natural blend that was coming from that area. So as you can see, this is the stage of the camo green all on. I am going for a male and a female variant on this species, and they are going to have some sort of sexual dimorphism, which means that the male's head is going to be a lot brighter than the female's head. So this one, as you can see, is kind of... But yeah, as you can see, this was repeated on every single dino, as you can see playing on the background right now. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, what I thought I'd do is talk about some of the references. So I've picked up a lot of images from Jurassic Park. Jurassic World Evolution is a great tool for dinosaur looking. They have a lot of different skins on there, and what I'm going to try and do is emulate some of the patterns on that, trying to make them look as realistic as I can kind of make a dinosaur look. I've also looked at a lot of reference images for lizards and avian species such as the cassowary to kind of make a cohesive colour scheme for this dinosaur. And then this is how all three are looking at this current stage. Moving on to the male and his head, I used ultramarine blue through the airbrush again to kind of get that cassowary kind of look. It is quite vibrant and strong at the moment, but we will be dulling it down later, so don't worry if you are following this and you kind of go, that looks way too blue. I did also add this across the back of him as well to kind of get that blue blend throughout the body. To also tie them together a little bit more, I also did it for the females, so just down the spines and the hands, avoiding the head almost completely. As I said, that the male was supposed to be a lot more vibrant, but just kind of tie them in a little bit more. It does get covered up in a later step, but not completely, so you can kind of see that blue undertone in the Again, this is how they are looking at this stage of the painting process. As for the next stage, I'll be jumping over to the brush and going back to the base colour of Desert Yellow, highlighting and getting all of the raised areas of the underskin painted up. Moving back to the upper part of the dinosaur, I'm going to be using necrotic flesh to kind of separate out the browns from the greens, just highlighting the scales in between the tail and what are the lower scales of the dinosaur. This will kind of just give a bit more of a clear definition between the two layers. To add the patterns and the kind of camouflage into the dinosaur, I use Blood Reaver flesh. I added this to select scales at kind of random intervals throughout the whole of the body leading up to the tail, and then added a couple of stripes through the legs and the tail. The key kind of takeaway from this one would be just take your time. You only want to paint a scale at a time, so it is quite small. It's not anywhere near as bad as painting eyes. Get your paint consistency right, make sure your brush is sharp when you're doing it, and you will be fine. This is kind of like a fingerprint, so if you do get anything wrong or you do make any mistakes, it is going to be fine, guys. At the end of the day, get out the way brush. Everything that is going on this model is supposed to be real life. Not every tiger stripe, not every kind of animal has perfect prints all the way across them, so don't worry if you do make any mistakes or you go 2 scales over, or you do anything too thick or too fat. It's an animal at the end of the day that you are painting. It's natural. Things don't look symmetrical in nature. Just something to be aware of. Don't let it put you off. Go for it. Try new things. This is the whole point. This is kind of an experiment. I did then also use this on all the top scales as well, just to kind of make sure that they are all locked in. I also use this on his claws and his toenails just to kind of get everything a consistent colour. I then wanted to have a look at what it looked like with the rider on top. I do think it looks quite realistic, so I'm quite happy with the results so far, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't need to dial anything up or bring anything back. I think it's always good to go back, look at your references, look at what you are trying to achieve, and make sure that you're kind of hitting that target. So having that rider on there is a really good visualization of what you actually want to achieve. And then moved on to painting the eyes just standard white. This one does have a scar on it, so I started using necrotic flesh, just kind of make a bit of a different colour scar tissue kind of look to it, which I think came out quite nicely. But yeah, I'll let the painting do the talking on this one. As again, this is a very kind of fiddly step. I didn't actually know it had a scar on to start off with. I was painting as a normal eye, was just like, this isn't working. Why is it not working? Then had a proper look, and made sure that I actually had the model painted. So that's a good tip. Make sure you study the models at as much detail as you can. The next stage is added a new technique in, bringing basilisk red over the face of the male. That was because I wanted this bright, vibrant colour, and I thought the red would really pop nicely on the blue. Using the sponge will mean that I just kind of get the raised edges and leave that blue in the recess. As you will see in a moment, it looks very striking at this moment in time. I will kind of dull that back a little bit, not to lose its shine, but to kind of make it look a little bit more real and less kind of, wow, what is going on in this? The next stage, I took a lot of inspiration again from Jurassic Park and Dilophosaurus to kind of use those frills and use Scared Scarlet to kind of make that orangey kind of look. At the moment it does look a little bit out of place, but I do kind of blend it in a late stage. This is a work in progress, and again, it is just experimenting. So guys, feel free to just kind of shove whatever paint you want on it. It is an additive process at the end of the day. So you can just kind of go wild with this, have a little bit of fun and see what kind of sticks and looks good. I then use topaz skin to kind of blend it and bring it back into the other colours. I do kind of blend it into the quills as well, just to kind of make a bit more of a natural variance, because it has got a little bit more of a red tone in there. But using that kind of lighter base tone to start off with, I could not paint the full area and just kind of give it a bit more of a dark orange hue in the kind of shaded areas. This is then further pushed in the next stage using lava orange to kind of really make a very vibrant frill and quill for it. I also then added some of the orangey browns into the legs, kind of just to make a bit more of a vibrant stripe that you can kind of see on the tabletop a little bit more. That still kind of looks like it could be some sort of camouflage. Jumping out of sequence now, I'm going to focus on the Eldar Riders, their armour and cloaks, just because I'll use some of those colours in a later date and I wanted to kind of keep it consistent. And yeah, so this is how the rider is looking on top of its dragon. Starting with the armour, I use tiger eye skin. This is just to get kind of a base tone of a kind of terracotta look that I was aiming for. Again, going back to the use of reference images, I took a lot of inspiration from Aztec kind of colours, so that kind of terracotta look with what will be a jade kind of look on the clothing is the kind of desired effect that I was aiming for with this. Thought it would transition and kind of have a really nice impact against the greens and more natural colours that the dinosaurs are going to kind of have. But yeah, this is kind of just thinned down a lot with the speed paint medium and just slapped over. So if you do make any mistakes, don't worry at this current stage. It's just to kind of get that base tone down. The thinner you get it, the better your kind of zenithal will look in it. It will keep kind of those brighter tones in the higher areas and those darker tones in the lower areas, as you might see or want it to be fit. And then went in with a few raised and edged highlights, all with topaz skin, just kind of get that brightness as you would kind of expect from most Warhammer models. These are quite small models, so taking your time, kind of doing some scratchy highlights if you aren't as comfortable with doing edge highlights, but again, using a very fine tip brush and trying to get your consistency right. It's a really nice model to kind of practice that on. There are quite smooth edges, kind of like rounded bits where you can really kind of do those kind of scratchy little bits. Finally, moving to the cloth where I've just slapped plasmatic bolts all over. I have highlighted up with this, but I have lost the footage unfortunately. So what we'll be doing is moving to the final reveals. These were a blast of paint, and I really hope you've enjoyed this process of me filming this. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I'm not sure what the basing scheme that I want to do, and I'm not sure what colour spirit stones are going to be or the skin, and I was running out of time to get this video out. So what I thought I'd do is throw it to you guys and see what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think I should do. There's way more stuff in this box that I haven't filmed, painted, built, anything like that. So please let us know if you want to see more. Click that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Dinosaur. Dinosaurs. Rawr. Rawr.